There's no closet in the bedroom? There's no closet in the bedroom. Hey everyone, I'm Donna and you're watching Wanted Adventure Living Abroad. This video is about my apartment in Munich, Germany. Specifically, how German some parts of my apartment are. Starting with the bedroom closet, or lack thereof, actually. As far as I can remember, all the bedrooms that I had in the US came with at least a little closet built into the wall. And that closet had a shelf and a bar to hang clothes on. And here in Germany, it's pretty much the opposite of that. None of the apartments that Stefan and I ever looked at when we were apartment hunting had a closet built into the bedroom. And the apartment that we live in now is no exception. There's no closet built into the wall in the bedroom. So I don't really have anything to show, like any footage to show here for this point, because that's the point of this point, is that there's no closet built into the wall. It's just a wall in the bedroom. No closet built into it. Another pretty German thing about our apartment is that it did not come with a kitchen. Back in the US, it had never crossed my mind that an apartment that I was thinking about renting wouldn't come with a kitchen. That was just like a standard part of a rental apartment to me. Sure, you had to bring your own bed, sofa, kitchen table if the apartment was not a furnished apartment. But the countertop, the oven, the cabinets, the kitchen itself, it always came with the apartment in the US. Not always the case in Germany. When apartment hunting in Germany, some of the apartments that Stefan and I looked at did come with a kitchen. Or sometimes the previous renter who was moving out of the apartment was offering to sell the new renters the kitchen that they had put into the apartment when they first moved in. But a lot of the apartments that we looked at to rent did not come with a kitchen, including the apartment that we moved into and that we live in now. For our apartment, we had to buy a refrigerator, oven, the counters, the stove top, the sink, the whole shebang. We had to buy the whole kitchen. And if you'd like to see us in action in our kitchen, we recently filmed a cake video in the kitchen. And here's just a little tiny bit of footage from that. This cake is going to be the yellow of the egg.
But we are making 2 cakes.
These 2 cakes are going to be the yellow of the egg.
But it's a full egg.
Actually, multiple eggs.
You use 3 eggs in your cake.
These cakes are going to be 3 eggs. Also, my apartment in Germany has these amazing windows that I mentioned in this video here. And before coming to Germany, I had never seen windows like that. The kip function and the ability to open the windows all the way, just so wonderful. 2 thumbs up. From windows to doors now. Another thing that I'd like to mention in this video is the fact that the front door to my apartment in Germany cannot be opened from the outside without a key. So if I were to forget to bring my key with me and the door closed behind me, that's it. I would be locked out of the apartment. Whereas in the US, in the homes that I lived in, if I didn't manually lock the front door, then I could walk in and out of the apartment without a key. And now into the bathroom where we have our washing machine. And that's another thing that I've noticed is different from the apartments that I lived in the US. In the US, in my apartments, I had a washing machine and a dryer in a separate little area or small closet in the apartment. Whereas in Germany, a lot of people, myself included, only have a washing machine, no dryer in the apartment, and I have seen it in a couple different places in the apartments in Germany, sometimes the basement, the kitchen, or the bathroom. And yeah, in this apartment, we have our washing machine in the bathroom. And while we're in the bathroom, let's take a few steps over to the sink, to the right of the sink actually. We have a towel bar rack thingy. And yeah, this is something that I've seen quite often in apartments in Germany. And I think it's kind of funny because our apartment did not come with a kitchen. It did not come with light fixtures, but it did come with this towel bar thing. And specifically this kind of towel rack with the two metal bars coming out from the wall is something that I have seen quite a lot in apartments in Germany. And I don't really ever recall seeing that in apartments in the US. In my apartments in the US, I usually had like a bar hanging on the wall where I hung my towels on, not like this with these two bars sticking out of the wall next to the sink. I love them though. I think it's a really cool way to do it. It makes it easy and quick to get to the towel from the sink without dripping water everywhere. The towels are right there, right by the sink. I think it's very convenient. And lastly, the light switches, not just in the bathroom, but in my apartment in general, and the flusher for the toilet. The toilet flusher in my apartment here in Germany is so big. It is this big rectangular block thing, and it's built into the wall in the bathroom. There are many different kinds of toilet flushers that I've seen in Germany. I went into more detail on that in the toilet video, but the toilet flusher in our bathroom, in our apartment, is a kind that I have seen in quite a lot of apartments in Germany. And as far as the light switch goes, here in my apartment in Germany, I have these like blocky light switches that make a pretty satisfying little click, click as I press them on and off. And yeah, there are some different kinds of light switches around Germany, but again, I would say these are a pretty common kind that I've seen here. So my question for you is, what are some things in your home that you would say are pretty typical of homes in the place where you live? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, auf Wiedersehen. Want to watch another video? Here are two. And a really, really, really big thank you so much to our patrons on Patreon who help make these videos possible. Thank you so much for your support.